Hey guys, Melissa here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know this client tutorial has long overdue. I'm sorry guys, I've been so busy, but I'm back. Okay, so today we have a gold cut crease with some glitter at the bottom. So now what I'm doing is I'm applying my primer all over her eyes. I'm using the Helen primer and her brows. I already did that off camera just to save some time. Don't worry, I will be doing a brow tutorial soon. So yeah, I'm just blending out the primer. And now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So I'm using the 25D Oh Boy palette from Morphe. So I'm using all the browns from that eyeshadow, mostly the reddish browns. So I'm going to start off with the transition color. And when I blend my colors, you're going to notice that I do a lot of tapping motions. I don't do any windshield wiper motions because I feel like that doesn't help you blend out your eyeshadows. So I'm tapping, and I'm doing this more so in a circular shape. And I'm just going to build up my color on both sides, as you can see. Okay, and make sure when you're blending that you do it little at a time. So now I'll move on to my next color, which is darker. And as I move on, I go further down with the color that I use. So I always start in the middle, I kind of go down, and then I go in, and then I bring the eyeshadows up to kind of overlap. And always keep your eyeshadows nice and rounded as you blend out. So now I'm going to go back to the previous color that I used, and I'm just going to blend out the edges. Okay, so when you guys are blending out eyeshadow, you don't need to blend out the whole thing using windshield wiper motions. You can just blend out the edges. So now I'm going to move on to the darkest color that we put down. Okay, and I'm just going to build up that color, make it nice and vibrant. And then after we do that, I'm going to move on to the previous color that we were using before to blend out the edges. So usually when I do eyeshadows, I just pack on the color and then just blend out the very edges. Because when you think about it, the edges are the only part of the eyeshadow that really needs to blend out. So doing windshield wiper motions, to me, it just takes away the eyeshadow and it doesn't really blend it out. It kind of just takes it away, and then you have to add more, blend it out, and then keep adding more. When you tap, you get more color payoff, and then you just blend it out even better. So we're just going to continue to do those steps until I feel like all the parts of my eyeshadow are blended. If I need to go back and add any of the colors, I will do that. Alright, so now we're moving on to cutting the crease. So I'm using my Inglot Gel Liner 94, and this brush is from Colored Raine. Thank you, Colored Raine, for sending me these brushes, and I got for the palette also. We're going to be using that next. So when I'm cutting out the crease, I'm just making sure the shape is nice and round. And for this look, we're doing a half cut crease, so we're not going to bring it all the way down. But my first priority when I cut the crease is to make sure that the shape is nice and round, and then I focus on filling it in. And I'm a perfectionist, guys, so you're going to see me fix any little parts if I don't like anything. So now we're filling it in, and the thing about this Inglot Gel Liner, it covers all the eyeshadow. And this brush was actually really nice to work with. It's really thin. Alright, so we're filling that in. I'm making sure everything is perfect because I'm a perfectionist. Going back to any areas to fix anything. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the browns, and we're going to bring it into the cut crease on the edges just to blend that out a little bit because I don't want it to stay harsh. Remember, I told you guys this was more of a half cut crease look. So we're starting off with the middle color that we used, and then we're going to move on to the darkest color to kind of darken out the very outer edges. Alright guys, blend, blend, blend. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Colored Raine palette. Thank you so much guys for sending me this. This is the Safari Raine palette, and I'm going to move on to the golds in the palette. And I'm using a lighter gold in the inner corner, and then I'm going to move on to a darker gold once I get to the outer edges to have like a little ombre trio look. And these colors are so pigmented, guys. Very pigmented, very buttery. You would have thought I used a pigment. Now we're moving on to the eyeliner, and the eyeliner that I like to use is from Wet n Wild. It's the Megaliner. Now guys, the way I do eyeliner is a little bit complicated, so I will do an in-depth eyeliner tutorial. So I'm just going to add some eyeliner in her waterline and put some mascara and then pop on some lashes. and she's ready to go. As you guys can see, this look is very simple. So now we're moving on to foundation. So the mix that I use from her is from Lancôme and Becca. So don't worry, I made her a little darker on purpose because when I usually highlight my clients, it lightens the foundation. So I usually make my clients a half a shade darker when I initially put down the foundation. Alright, now we're going to move on to concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going in with something that matches more of her complexion first. And then on top of that, I'm going to use a lighter one. Alright, so now I'm putting down the lighter one. And then after we put down the lighter one, we're going to move on to cream contour. Okay, so now we're doing cream contouring, and I'm using the black opal foundation stick in the shade Suede Mocha. So I like to use something a little warm. So while we're cream contouring, the concealer is going to sit for a little bit because I want it to have more coverage and I don't want it to move everywhere when I blend it out. So I'm going to let the concealer dry down a little bit. So I'm just going to blend out the cream contour with the butt of the Beauty Blender. Okay, and as you can see, the contour is nice and warm. You want to blend it out, but you don't want to blend the contour away. So kind of keep some of the contour there because once you blend out the concealer, it's going to lighten up the contour. Alright, selfie time. Okay, Zyman, you cute or whatever. She's a brat, guys, but you know I love her. Okay, so now we're just cleaning up the eyeliner. Making sure that eyeliner is extra crispy and sharp. Alright, so now we're blending out the concealer. So usually I blend out the under eyes last. So we're starting from the nose, around the mouth, and then the forehead. And then we're going to do the under eyes last. Alright, so now we're blending out the under eyes. Taking our time to make sure every nook and crevice is blended out completely. Okay, and then I'm always going to go back to the brush. This is the Real Technique Instapot brush. I'm going to go back to the brush to make sure everything is blended together. Okay, so now we're setting the under eyes. So I'm moving to my black Radiance pressed powder, and I'm just using this to kind of preset the under eyes, just to make sure the under eyes look nice and smooth before I move on to my loose powder. So right now I'm using the Fenty loose powder in Honey. I love this powder. It's very, very smooth. Okay, so I'm putting it underneath the eyes, around the nose, the forehead, upper lip, chin, basically everywhere that we put down that concealer to highlight. Okay, and then after that, we're going to carve out her contour. And to carve out the contour, we're using a little bit of a darker powder, and this one is from the crayon case. Okay, so we're gonna chisel them cheeks. Yes. And then we're gonna put some of that powder on her smile line. Now I'm going back to the eyes. So now I'm finishing up the eyes, and I'm adding a little bit of the brown eyeshadow from the same 25A palette. Now we're gonna add some glitter at the bottom. So for the glitter at the bottom, we're going to be using a glitter liner. This one is from Urban Decay. And then this glitter, I don't remember where I got it from, but it's a blue chunky glitter. If you guys are not sure, you can get your chunky glitters from Etsy. I'm not sure where I got it from. It's a no-name glitter. And then this glitter right here is from J. La Rue. And we're going to put that in the inner corner. And this is going to make the eyes pop. Yes, do you guys see that? Okay, so now we're going to go and we're going to set her face with some contour. So I'm setting her contour with the Anastasia Mahogany bronzer. And I'm using this lightly since we already cream contoured. We don't need too much of that contour powder. If you guys hear the rain, I'm so sorry. It's raining right now in New York while I'm recording this. Don't mind. So I'm putting a little blush on her. This is MAC Amber and Rose. Really pretty. So now we're going to highlight. As you guys already know, I love a good highlight. So I'm starting off with this KIKO eyeshadow in 235. Applying it on the cheeks, the chin, the forehead, a little bit on her Cupid's bow. And then now we're going to move on to Dose of Colors Royal Hotness, one of my favorites. We're going to give her a nice highlight today. And then the third one is going to be the crayon case. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see that glow? Yes. Look at that. Alright, and now I'm going to just blend out the edges, you know, add a little bit more because, you know, I'm a little crazy. Okay, see that highlight? Alright. Alright, now she's a disco ball. So now we're going to lightly contour the nose. So I'm using this Fashion Fair powder. Okay, something not too dark because I don't want the nose contour to stand out too much. Alright, just snatching that nose. Now we're setting the face, so we're using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And I'm going to also lightly set her under eyes just to make sure we take away some of that dryness. Because sometimes after you bake under the eyes, it gets a little dry. So I like to set the under eyes especially. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the brows with some brow gel. This is from L'Oreal. Alright, now let's move on to the lips. So first we're going to go in with the brown lip liner from Morphe. This is in Trendsetter. And then a nude lipstick. This is MAC Peachstock. Okay, and then we're gonna go into a gloss from J. LaRue. This is a nude gloss. Do you guys see the face though? Yes, honey. B. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Trust me, there will be more videos to come. So this is no artificial lighting, so no ring lights. Well, it's just a regular light in my living room. So make sure you guys stay tuned for my next videos. I have a lot in store for you guys. Don't worry, I will be way more consistent. And be sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And then also don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified when I post my up and coming videos. Stay tuned, guys. Love you.